What is up, guys? Rick Hackus here, going over the level 70 Tannis Laser of Enlightenment. Now, this is a unique laser awarded at the end of the Temple of Boom quest in the Claptastic Voyage DLC for Borderlands, the pre-sequel. And yes, the Handsome Collection does have the Claptastic Voyage DLC included in the package. Now, this is actually one of two different choices that you can select at the end of the Temple of Boom quest, and you get the laser from, surprise, surprise, picking Tannis at the end of the quest. Now, this laser is unique as it possesses red text, making it different from your average laser, and quite unique this gun is. Firstly, the most noticeable thing is that this gun is a CQB laser. It actually only goes out in kind of a cone pattern and stops at about, 1/3 or less the distance of a normal laser. So you cannot extend this gun into medium range because it simply won't damage enemies anything past close to very beginning medium range. Now, of course, this lack of range is a downside. However, the fact that it does spread out kind of in a cone is a huge upside. It means that you can damage multiple enemies at once, and this gun is absolutely amazing at taking on those super annoying little torques. You can just go and torch all of them. It's fantastic. Now, the red text, "Burn away the impurities of ignorance," should give you a clue that this gun always spawns in the incendiary element. Now, damage output in terms of damage and fire rate, it's basically the exact same as a very common gun that I'm sure you're familiar with, the Miss Moxie's Vibra Pulse, which I've done a different red text review on. Now, you may be thinking, well, if the damage and the fire rate are the same as another laser that shoots further and can heal you, what's so good about the Tannis Laser of Enlightenment? Well, firstly, the magazine size is 90, and that's just native. That's not on top of any other benefits that you may have as a character, so you can really pump up the magazine size of this gun. And it combined with a massive magazine size is luckily it has a 150% continuous damage bonus, so the longer you shoot, the more damage you will do, and because of the magazine size being so long, you get that bonus. You get to make the most of that bonus, is what I'm saying. On top of that, this gun has an unbelievably high ignite chance for its incendiary damage. Mine has 55.2%, so that means basically 1 out of every 2 bullets, which by the way you're shooting at a fire rate of 10, is going to ignite the enemy. So the elemental damage that this gun dispenses is absolutely astronomical. You will always ignite enemies just even by hitting them a little bit. The Laser of Enlightenment is very much Borderlands the pre-sequel's version of a flamethrower. Now, this gun certainly sounds cool, but is it an effective weapon up to the absolute endgame content that is level 70? Well, I'm using a Laser Wilhelm build, so I've got a few things to increase laser damage to make the most of this gun's potential. And I do have to say that I think this is a good and effective weapon. You can see that I do a lot of damage, especially on just red health enemies. You do have some problems because it is fire elemental when you are fighting a guy with shields, with so many enemies have shields, or even having armor. You can kind of see that it doesn't really excel in those areas, but even then the damage output of this weapon is so insane that even if an enemy does have a shield, you can often just shoot him with it and take it down no problem, and then continue to absolutely destroy him when you get to his red health. Helping the damage is again the fact that the ignite chance is so high that you're almost always going to be implementing your elemental damage, which is 8,500 damage a second. That's pretty high, and again, when you're using kind of other elemental guns, like let's say you're using the Miss Moxie's Vibra Pulse, I think the elemental chance for that is only like 13%, so it's entirely possible that throughout the entire engagement when you're fighting an enemy, from start to finish, you never implement your elemental effect, and that's going to lower your damage per second, whereas with the Laser of Enlightenment, again, your ignite chance is so unbelievably high that it's almost impossible not to implement your elemental damage, in which case this gun, because since it's just burning all enemies, the damage output is increased, even though again it doesn't have that amazing stats in terms of damage and fire rate. The overall damage output is increased because you're always having that 8,500 damage per second because of the burn. Now, although this gun is good and you can clearly see that it is effective, I am taking down enemies pretty easily, this is a specialty gun. The fact that it doesn't have very much range, I mean, I can't see this being pretty much at all useful in the Sentinel fight. And the fact that you can only ever acquire this gun with incendiary damage, again, means it's just a specialty item. You may want this for your class. I'm definitely not regretting picking this gun for my class. It is a fun gun to use, but in many scenarios, it is going to be lacking. That being said, I think this gun is still worth picking up because who doesn't love a flamethrower? Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe for more Borderlands content. And as always, have a good day.